guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Kyuujin, and today we're back with you for House of Dragons, Season 2, Episode 1.
Last episode we lost Luke and Rhaenyra chose war. She was trying to think of a possible way to gain peace with the Greens, and she considered shaking hands and letting this go. But after what happened, there's no freaking way she's gonna be, you know, making nice with the Greens. It was an accident. I don't know how they'll try to spin the story, or if they'll tell the truth, or if they'll say like, yeah, I mean, Aemon is responsible, because he could just, you know, say I killed him because he was the one that started the whole situation. But there's also like bad blood with them, considering Rhaenyra's kids were responsible for Aemon losing an eye, and nothing was done about that. So we'll see.
People would think that it was just revenge from the get-go, so no point in just trying to justify yourself, right?
Or they'll say it was a long time coming. I don't know, but it's definitely gonna be tense in the beginning. Both families are trying to gain as much support as possible by either saying like, oh, Viserys changed his mind, Aemon is the true king, he has been crowned, and now he's going to start his reign. That is going to be interesting. We'll see how he handles the whole war.
He's supposed to be a good king.
We'll see.
Supposed to be.
We'll see. And Rhaenyra's camp is going around just reminding people that they pledged their loyalty to her. Jace is going north to the Stark. I'm excited about that. We've seen the wall in the trailer. And Daemon is going to the Riverlands. So it's going to be a lot of politics and potentially great fights on Dragon. Yo! I'm excited about that. We are rooting for the Blacks, but when we discuss the episodes at the end, we always try to see the situations from both sides. So we'll give both their chance, and yeah, we'll try to be objective. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm very excited about this season.
Yeah.
Let's jump in this first episode and see what they have in store for us. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys, if you want to see more of these episodes. And check out our Patreon if you want to see the full-length reactions.
Alright, let's go.
It's a great birthday gift. My birthday's tomorrow. It's always nice to celebrate with fights and death and
fire and blood.
Fire and blood.
That'd be cool if we had a tapestry, right?
Good luck trying to make it.
Okay, here we go, guys.
Bran?
Could be.
Yeah.
Does it have three eyes?
Sacrifice. It eclipses all things, even blood.
My home!
All men of honor must pay its price.
Long time no see!
Through its long tradition, the Night's Watch cultivated its strength from doomed men. But my ancestor, Torrhen Stark, began a tradition by making an offering at the onset of winter, 1 in 10 men from our household, to fortify the Watch.
Things have changed?
This is not a sentence, but an honor embraced by all who serve the North. Even by mine own kin.
No discrimination. Everyone can potentially go to the wall. And back when we cared about the wall.
Coming.
Coming? What is this then?
This is only a late summer snow, my prince. In winter it will cover all you see, and all memories of warmth will be forgotten.
It will last one episode.
If my mother is to defend her claim, she needs an army. War is coming. We cannot wage it without the support of the North.
I wanted to be here when you saw it for the first time.
My father brought King Jaehaerys to see the wall, and watched as their dragons refused to cross it.
There's magic in the air.
Something's dark is out there.
What does it keep out?
Death.
A very cold villain. But he's really not coming for a while, man. Are they gonna just step out?
Thousands of grey beards.
For a reason that just is not happening?
They are well honed.
So they're old.
I can ready them to march at once. They will fight hard, like Northerners.
My lord. Urgent news from Dragonstone.
Your brother?
Your brother is dead.
It is funny that the Targaryen in this couple looks more like Jon. But they made the Stark look like Ned.
Yeah, they did.
We're going to King's Landing.
To what end?
We can kill Vhagar and her rider, make it a son for a son.
Does Rhaenyra know about this?
The Queen remains absent.
She is grieving.
The mother grieves as the Queen shirks her duties.
Both of them has a good point.
It was only when I saw my daughter's mortal remains that I could begin to mourn her. She needs to know it for certain.
She was a fool to go alone.
She's looking for him.
The Queen was wise to recuse herself. She's not acted on the vengeful impulse that others might have.
Like, he has a point, but you can't let your emotions decide for you.
Fly with me. It is a command.
Would that you were the king.
Oh. This season, we need to pay really close attention to what she says. She predicts the future.
Really?
Where is Lucerys?
What do you need of him?
Take him into the small council. He'll be king one day. He must begin his instruction.
What if he does not want to be king?
Where is he?
The library.
It's not a bad idea to, you know,
I'm afraid.
tell him how it's done early.
I mean, we expected it from Viserys with Rhaenyra back then.
They'd be fools to come with Aegon protecting the city.
Not the dragons. The rats.
Spies everywhere.
Oh.
The Queen is an enduring mystery, is she not?
You should listen to her more often. She sounds a bit weird, but she's been right about a lot of things.
Yeah, but what you don't know that she can tell the future.
Yeah, it sounds a bit weird. He's very young to be here, though.
What news?
My brother is raising the strength of the West to master the Golden Tooth, but we...
My letters to Rhaenyra. Has there been any answer?
An apology for her dead son?
None, Your Grace. We must presume that the princess has refused the offered terms.
What do you expect?
Perhaps your grace might lend his voice to our outreach.
Enough! Release it at once.
Is the heir to the throne bothering you, Thailand?
A bit.
No, not in the least, Your Grace.
I think he wants a ride, a pony ride.
Yeah, that's not the place then.
That's where I draw the line. It's not a place for children. If he wants him there to look, that's fine, but this is not okay. This is a serious matter. They're working.
There are important matters to discuss, despite Sir Tyland's interruptions.
No time for amusements, Thailand.
He can't win against them. Must make fun of Lannisters.
Aemon, you do not have a seat at this council.
Daemon is my closest blood and our best sword. I welcome him.
I seem to see Viserys and Daemon again.
The River Lords will either declare for me, or they will meet Rhaegar and Sunfire together. And we can burn the blockade while we're at it.
Rhaenyra has dragons as well.
Mine are bigger.
You used the dragons to war.
Wow.
Calling them back. You must proceed cautiously.
Lord Tully will either raise my banner or see his burn.
Shit, okay, he's very to the point.
We must now favour patience and restraint.
I don't think that he's patient and restraining himself, so no.
More houses will declare for you in time. History and precedent will come to your side.
Okay.
He seems so bored of everything.
I wondered what type of king you would be, and right now, I don't know, it's not a good first impression.
But it's still a new situation, right?
He's a bit too impulsive.
I have completed questioning the whole of the castle staff. I am satisfied I have exposed all who betrayed our trust.
And what of them?
They no longer breathe our air. I've chosen your new staff personally.
That's the type of ally you have. He is creepy. I'm a bit afraid that he could turn on her eventually if, you know, he finds an interesting person to back up other than her, and if he gets jealous, who knows?
Give me that. Just leave me.
Trying to wash away the sins? Kind of like a tick, it's compulsive.
Unfortunately, no matter what she does, it won't go away.
Can't wash away guilt.
Oh.
Protector of the realm. Hail King Aegon!
Who are these two? They look so young. Like we're used to being surrounded by old men. Like, what is this? His friends?
Good morrow, Your Grace.
How might your king be of service?
'Tis my flock, a tenth of them taken by the crown.
Let's see how he handles it.
If I'd had the time to plan,
We should return them. I shall make your flock of sheep whole.
Ignore the hand.
We already made a promise that a tithing of livestock would be necessary to sustain the dragons.
We could just return his sheep. He came all this way.
If you return one herd of sheep,
You'll have to do it for everyone.
All at the foot of your throne expecting the same.
I have decided that I cannot restore your sheep. Bring the next.
But he was... okay, it's interesting. He's trying to please his people. I don't think he's a good king according to the laws and
Blockade in place and
what's expected of him.
That treasonous blockade won't last long. I plan to send Vhagar to burn it to ash.
Don't just speak like that, like it's law, because they will take it as law.
Listen to them.
The Smiths are all proud to support your grace against Rhaenyra.
But
Iron costs have grown. To put it simply, we are struggling. If we could but have the crown's coin before we started work.
you shall be paid. My army cannot win a war without your weapons. You should continue their making.
Every time he makes a decision, the hand is just like...
on the efforts of the small folk.
Oh, that's good.
I'll hear the next petition.
He's learning.
Not bad, not bad.
He's learning. I like that he seemed really open to listening to his people, giving them what they want. He's trying to return the love they gave him. That side of him I like.
Yeah, but right now he's under his grandfather's thumb.
Tis the hand's want to keep a firm grip on things. You controlled your father the same way. Lucerys had a certain reputation as being pliable. I would think that you would wish to be viewed differently.
Trying to manipulate your way to the top?
How?
As always.
Otto Hightower was your father's hand, your grace.
You might want to change.
And what do you want in exchange? Your feet.
Ugh. But like he manipulated her, and now he's still using her and stuff, and he's basically in control because he's trying to do the same to her son.
They can be influenced.
He's trying to reach the top. He's fucking Littlefinger. In his case, it's Little Feet, but...
My sons both see you as the great example. Aegon is ever eager to prove himself, and Aemond is angry.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra's son took his eye and was never punished for it. What he did, however vicious...
The caprice of youth.
It was an accident. Like, she's seeing it as, potential revenge.
He wishes to please.
And Aegon still heeds me. But if you undermine my voice, both those boys will grow deaf to it. We only need to mind Aegon until the novelty of rule is spent. Once he tires of it, you and I can steer our course to victory.
I think it's funny that they did everything in their power to put Aegon on the throne, but now that he's on the throne, they're trying to basically eclipse him so they can truly be in charge.
I mean, both of them kind of that he's not really fit to be in that position.
It wasn't about Aegon being on the throne, not for Otto at least.
Just one of them.
It was for their family to be in power.
The White Worm. How long have you been selling secrets to Otto Hightower?
As long as he had gold to pay for them.
Who sent you fleeing from King's Landing in such disrepair?
It's not about loyalty.
You only blame me because your true enemies are out of reach.
And you helped a little bit.
It was purely transactional. I held no loyalty to him.
What else do you know of him, his plans?
Little and less.
Well, I mean, she could bring a lot of information if she spreads her little...
She says nothing of value to you, Daemon.
I don't know, you were good at your job before everything else. I mean, we can't trust her, but we could use her. They did say beware of the rats.
Did you find what you needed?
The council stands at the ready, Your Grace.
It's crazy to imagine that days after her son's death, she has to focus on that.
I want Aemond Targaryen.
How did you sneak out? We need to sneak in.
You surely accumulated spies within the Red Keep.
Skim with someone else, Daemon.
You want to survive?
A transaction, then.
Speak her language.
Your knowledge in exchange for your freedom.
Lady Jane Arryn has pledged her support.
Take a moment. Go to her.
Lord Kraken Stark
Oh, kid.
has promised 2,000 men.
Trying to do his duty.
That's a little brother.
Yeah.
Is she lighting a candle for our friend's son?
Valerie Florent, Sarah's Targaryen. Lucerys Valorian.
It is so heartbreaking, guys. Because there's love from both sides, at least from Alicent's part.
There's love from
and
the other
Rhaenyra's
side
part
too.
also.
That's why it's such a tragedy. It is a family. They are destroying each other. That's why I'm happy that Viserys died before all this. And then he doesn't get to see that. Is he going for the kill? She said, I want Aemon. He was like, yep. Right on it. Like I said, he's angry too. He wants it too. And now it's an actual order, so let's go.
The White Worm said you're one of Aegon's rat catchers.
Be careful of the rats.
I was also given to understand that you possess a unique knowledge of the Red Keep.
He's everywhere. No one notices him, though.
You're to find and slay the Prince Aemon Targaryen. He has silver hair and one eye.
He's a great warrior, too.
It's one half. If we get the other one, it's done.
You expect him to just kill Aemon like that?
My brother is hostage to my grandsire and mother, and they tell him that a war of dragons can yet be avoided.
Otto fears to upset the order of things.
Alicent is simply angry.
Oh, she says the same about you.
She blames me for starting this war, after she plotted with my father's council to usurp his throne.
She didn't.
Her grace speaks with two tongues.
You don't know everything.
She has a gentle heart, and Rhaenyra is a cunning spider. Long ago, she drew Alicent into her web.
Still jealous, still angry.
You're still being giddy after all this time, dude.
She holds love for our enemy. That makes her a fool.
That makes her human. That makes you a bit cold. He's never, forgiven them for what happened to his eye, but the way he expresses his anger is really controlled and cold, and he's patient.
Ooh. I don't know, see that anger being just letting out. He's gonna explode someday.
He's more dangerous because he controls it. Like, see, he's planning stuff. He's literally playing the game and advancing in his head, like, what's the strategy and stuff, even though he's technically not supposed to have a voice at the council. He doesn't belong there.
A true Daemon Targaryen, right?
No one's here.
We need to keep looking.
I'm not supposed to be up here.
No head. No gold.
Music is stressing me out.
Stay still.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Who the fuck is she?
She's the queen.
Or does she look like a fucking son to you?
The children. They're children, look at me!
They're not the son he asked for.
Which one's a boy?
Neither.
Maybe that one.
Didn't you freaking listen? He said he had one eye.
He is an eye.
Knows.
Do anything but what I ask, and I'll bleed the whole lot of you.
Are you asking her to choose her, which kid?
Which?
Fuck. She's a mom, she can't choose? Really?
Hold him down.
Oh, she'd be fucked up after this.
Shit! Fuck!
Oh, I can't imagine making that choice. And you know what that's gonna do? That's gonna keep the wheel of revenge rolling. Mom!
What's happened?
They killed the boy.
This episode was too short.
This is not what Rhaenyra asked.
And this is not what Daemon asked.
No, he said he's missing an eye. I was about to say an egg, but an eye.
Unfortunately, I see why you would employ people of low birth or people, low in the hierarchy to do that job because no one notices them, right? It's easy for them to get in, get out, do this. If Daemon had tried to get in, he'd have been noticed. People would have recognized him. It would have been bad. But with them, no one looks at them twice. So I see why you chose them. Unfortunately, it's not their fight. It's not their revenge. They don't really care as long as they, they don't really listen to what they're being asked. They only focus on the money, right? And you ask for a son's head. They don't care if it's not the right son. It's a son's head. That's what you asked for, right? So give me the money. I'm just fucking pissed that, he said he had one eye. He said he had an eye patch.
He said he had one eye and he was a great warrior.
I guess
that
they didn't
kid
care.
Was no warrior.
They truly didn't care. He didn't ask for the king's heir or anything, but I get, They don't know the royal family. They don't care. They looked at the prize and they just did that. And to be fair, they were freaking stressed. They were on a level that they were not supposed to be at. So as soon as they found like a cheese, right? As soon as cheese found the kids, he was like, oh yeah, well there it is. Like I'll just kill that one and that's it. Let's take the gold and leave, because he wanted to be out of there before they noticed him or before he got caught. So I think he just jumped on the opportunity. But now because of that, a small child, an innocent, has been killed, and it's only gonna keep the wheel of revenge rolling. Because now Aemon is still alive, so that's not gonna alleviate the pain of either Rhaenyra or Daemon. Even if he died, I don't think that would have helped, but still. He's still alive, so there's still a need for revenge. And now that they've killed Aegon's fucking heir, he's gonna get pissed and he's gonna get on that too.
You sure it was him?
Well, yeah, that's the kid we saw before, right? And she did say they killed the boy. So yeah, I'm guessing that was the heir. They do look really similar, so I didn't know for sure, but I'm guessing it's his hair, so... I mean, the war was already coming, but now...
It's never gonna end.
It is a true tragedy.
It's never gonna end until everyone is dead.
It's a true tragedy because it's a family. They're killing each other.
You know what's fucking fucked up, though? Is since Daemon asked for a son's head, they had to slice that poor kid.
Oh, the sounds. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know... I hope they stabbed him first or that he died quickly, but if he didn't, that means he felt it for a while before he did.
Don't say that, please.
Sorry, going dark. But that's definitely going to bring consequences. Now, I'm going to jump to Aegon because it makes sense. I don't know how he'll react, but considering how he was acting this episode with his child, like, the way he basically ignored the small council to focus on his child and being like, oh, you want to, do a pony ride and stuff? Like, he enjoyed his kid more than anything else, at least during the small council. So it's not like he hated his kids. It's not like he didn't care about his kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna hit him, and he's already, I feel like he's very impulsive when it comes to war. I feel like in his head, he's got this idea that he's really powerful, that, we got dragons, who cares? Like, he believes that it's going to be easy. He believes that they can just swipe in, don't care about the rules, don't care about the technicalities.
Mm-hmm.
He's got no experience when it comes to war, ruling, because I believe he never paid attention since Rhaenyra was the heir. He never got he never got told what to do.
It wasn't really trained as the throne heir, right?
Yeah, this could be why he brought his son in really early. He's like, I never got to experience that, so let me just bring you in and
maybe
see.
A little bit too early.
Very too early. It was not the place for a child, and that child, like, it was a serious matter, but I feel like he's acting like a teenager. Which, to be fair, he kind of is. He's a young adult, but how old he is, I don't know. But he's a young adult at least, but he's acting like a child because he's acting like nothing really matters, or it's not that important, right? Like, we can just take care of the problem with our dragons, but that's not how it's done. And they're all saying, like, it's basically two camps in the Greens, right? Those that fear a fight between dragons, and those that are like, yeah, well, I mean, it's inevitable, we'll just do it and be done with it. But a fight between dragons is freaking deadly, it's terrifying, and it burns everything. Like, that's the last option you'd want to go for in a war. But they'll definitely do that.
We kind of know what's going to happen to Harrenhal in the future, right?
Was it? No, it was already done. Harrenhal was done during the conquest.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. Harrenhal has been a ruin for, like, years and years.
Okay. I mean,
but we know what happened at Harrenhal.
They both know what happened to Harrenhal.
Like, it doesn't matter if you have a dragon. If you're fighting between dragons, you won't really pay attention to whoever's around. You'll spew fire on each other. It could be, like, if you're above sea, like last season with Aemon and Lucerys, it's between you. Like, the blood is, and the gore and the death, that's between you two. Okay, you want to do that? Do that.
But a fight probably won't be out on the sea. It's going to be inland.
Potentially. Or with people around. And those people will suffer. And you'll lose a lot. And you'll burn crops. You'll burn castles. You'll burn different
Speaking about crops and sheep and stuff. Aemon is trying to please his small folk, right?
Last season we saw that he never really got the love that he should have gotten from both his parents, right? Alicent was always criticizing him because he was not acting the way he was supposed to because she was stressed and she only saw the threat, and Otto was kept telling her like this is what's gonna happen and stuff. She needed to prepare him for being king, and she was looking towards the future like there's a bad omen coming, and like I need him to be ready, but he wasn't doing his job according to what she wanted. So she complained and she told him he wasn't right all the time. And his dad, it's like he never truly paid attention to him, and since he kept Rhaenyra as his heir, but his mom kept telling him like he was technically supposed to be the heir, or he should be the heir, it didn't match in his head. So I think he felt that, yeah, my dad just doesn't love me, he never cared for me, and he never got that love from his family. But when he was crowned, or at least when he was named king, people cheered. That's all they know, right? The king is crowned. Yeah, the king is crowned. You cheer for him. That's what you're supposed to do. So they do that. It's not real love, because that love can turn really quickly. But I feel like he appreciated that so much that now he's really trying to not lose it. So if they ask something of him, he's going to give it to them. But he's still got that attitude that I was talking about from the small council. Like, it's no big deal. It's no matter. He's impulsive. You ask me for something, I assume I have it. I'll give it to you. He doesn't think ahead.
He doesn't think about the consequences and what have been promised to other lords and other...
but that's because he's not a king.
People important to the cause. So if someone asks him, can I have my gold back? Can I have more gold? Can I have my sheets back? Yeah, sure. What the fuck not? Take it back.
He is learning. It'll take him some time. Right now, I'm looking at him and I'm seeing someone who's at least listening to his people. He's you know, his mind is open to what they want. He wants to please them, and this is really nice. This is what I would expect. But he needs more training for how to do things properly.
I just can't forget when Otto listened to his grandson say, "Oh, we're gonna give you more gold because we need help from the small folk to win this war." Yeah, not bad, not bad. He was about to just shut it up, shut it up. What are you saying?
Well,
this is crazy.
But that's what he might not realize. Everything he says is taken as law. So if he makes promises and then he turns around and he promises something else, eventually people will start saying, well, you don't hold your word. Like, where's the gold you promised me? Where are my sheep? If he needs them in the future and he has to go back on his word, that's bad. He needs to think about things before he makes a move. But he's not a player. He's a king, but without the experience of one, or without the knowledge of one. So he acts like a teenager. Like the way I saw him on the throne with his friends, he's surrounded himself with his friends. Not people of experience, not people who know what they're doing, not anyone who could protect him. Actual friends he can hang out with and have fun.
Partying on the throne.
It's a fucking bachelor pad, which that doesn't make him a bad person, but that makes him a potentially bad king in a time of war, because he needs to strategize. He cannot leave it up for the others to control, because I mean, if he wants to be king and if he wants to have power and control, he needs to take it and just listen to advice, but also learn from it.
You know what's, I don't want to say words, is probably the fact that he lost his son, his hair is gonna change him up to become a good king, or someone gonna take matters in his own hand.
I don't know.
Because now he's gonna be affected personally because of the war.
What I'm afraid of is that what we saw this episode, added with anger and need for revenge, will lead to him not caring about what we need in King's Landing, or, you know, how to protect ourselves, or the rules of war, and just freaking taking his dragon and going for it. Just trying to, because he believes he can. He's like, I mean, yeah, we can take our dragons and kill them easily. Like, we can just, with fear and stuff, like, we have dragons. It's for him, it's not difficult. So if that attitude is coupled with anger and revenge, he might just say, fuck it, and go for it. And then he won't be prepared. He'll face experienced riders with experienced dragons, and maybe, you know, I'm not saying he's gonna die. I don't think he's gonna die early, but I'm just saying he could lose.
Yeah, he could lose.
Still don't really know, like, I don't know how long this story is supposed to be. I don't know how many seasons they want to do with it, but I don't know how it happens either. I think the Blacks win. If anything, the banner of the Targaryens is the color of the Blacks, not the Greens, so I'm expecting the Blacks to win this war. And for that to happen, we need to kill Aegon, so he needs to be level-headed, he needs to take time to think and not let emotions take over, and he can't be impulsive, not as king. That's the same thing I said about Rhaenyra, as sad as it is.
Emotional?
Not that she was too emotional, but that she couldn't let her emotions control her actions because she's in charge of armies. She's in charge of people. People listen to her word.
She needs to be there.
Yeah, if her emotions talk and tell her what to do, she won't be level-headed. She won't necessarily strategize or make a rational decision, and that could lead to people's death.
You know, we said sometimes that people with nobles, royals, it's a different type of lifestyle, but different type of responsibilities also. And I mean, when you're in that position of powers, you cannot allow yourself to be a grieving mothers when you are in a time of war. You cannot allow yourself to just take time to be with your children, have a moment with them when you need to be there for your people, for your generals and your armies.
You can make do, but they said it, I think they said it best at the beginning, you know, a duty is sacrifice. When you have a duty, you must let go of what you want or what you need, you know, personally. You need to focus on the job, what's expected of you. So if you're grieving, if you lose a child, maybe you can have a couple days to just feel it and stuff. I expect, you know, people to step back because, like I said, I don't want emotions to take over. But then you have to go back in. You have to make your decisions. You have to show up. That's why in the beginning with Daemon, when he was complaining that Rhaenyra was gone, when she should have been acting and stuff, I'm like, yes. But at the same time, I'm glad she stood back a little bit. Because, I mean, Daemon also listened to Aegon. I'm also glad that he waited for the actual order before he showed up to King's Landing. Not that, I mean, but then, like, see, if they didn't do this correctly, they didn't truly plan ahead, and now what happened? An innocent child has been killed. For the war effort, that might be great. Like, it's the heir to the throne. Go for it, but what's it gonna do?
An innocent, small child.
Like, now you're no different than the Greens. They also lost a child because of your actions. And it's not an accident in this case. In any case. But, yeah, I was a bit torn because it is true. Like, you need to sacrifice your personal needs to focus on the people following you and what they expect of you. But it is really difficult. That's why the Starks are so, like, freaking honorable and people put them on the pedestal all the time. Because, like, they claim to be able to make the right choice.
Yeah, but that's why they pretty much all died also because of that damn honor.
Yeah. It was cool though to see them a little bit.
Yeah.
It was really short, and I don't know if we'll see them again, but we were there for a sec. Interesting too.
I really that actor had an accent that looks like Sean Bean's accent.
It's like they went for that effect, right? To remind us of Ned Stark.
Northern accent.
Well, the hair is similar too, and the color and stuff, and just I miss that place. I miss that accent, that, you know, that family. But it was cool to be there for a sec. I really loved the whole, like, back in the day, we actually cared about the Watch, and the whole we would all of us, like, no matter if we're a Stark, if we're a Commoner, yeah, would pick one stone. If we're the Chosen, we go willingly to the wall. Now it's just, in the present, in Game of Thrones, it's just criminals that they send, like people who don't have a choice. But I like that there was a sense of duty when it comes to the wall. That's all the stories that Ned would tell Jon about what's it like with the Watch and stuff. That's why I love the Starks. At least what they represent. But yeah, it was cool to be there. It's sad that it looks like we won't go there again, but they're sending 2,000 men, which is pretty good. So thank you. And we got the veil too. Lady Aaron. So we got the veil. Riverlands are still a problem, and the way they are doing things, at least, like, yeah, now the matter of Aemon has been addressed, even though he's still alive, so I don't know, but Daemon was saying that he was going to go to Harrenhal, and if it wasn't for Rhaenyra saying she wanted Aemon, he would have gone for it. So I think it's time, like, you need to start gathering allies and stuff. I know you're pissed about Lucerys, I get it, but again, don't let your emotions talk and focus on the war effort, because you've got Aemon also planning, and, you know, in his head, he's making moves and stuff, and he doesn't really trust.
He's making plans with Sir Criston behind his brother's back.
I think
he's basically doing things on his own side.
He did say Aemon is controlled by Otto and Alicent, and he doesn't trust, like, he doesn't trust both Alicent and Otto because they've been plotting against their king, plotting to put Aegon on the throne. He never really, I think he never saw Aegon on the throne. In his mind, he doesn't think he deserves it or he wants it. He said that he would have been the better choice. So there's a bit of a, I don't want to say jealousy, but almost when it comes to that. Like, he's obviously, between the two, in his mind, he's obviously the best. So I think he wants to prove it. But that's the thing, we can't really trust his moves because who's to say that he won't turn on Aegon eventually to swipe the throne. It is Viserys and Daemon all over again.
Yeah,
like,
but
we don't really
again,
know.
We don't really know, but at the end of it, Daemon loved his brother.
Does he? That we don't really know. That's why it's up in the air until we see proof. I mean, we've barely seen them together because Aemon never truly cared. Like I said, he never got love from his family. That includes his brother. Like, when we saw them, they were fighting because he wanted to bring him back. Like, you have a duty to do. That's one thing with Aemon. He's really like Judy. He's really following his duty, and he does his job, even if he doesn't necessarily agree with his job. But he doesn't listen much. And when Otto is trying to talk to him, he's ahead of the game a little bit. He's like, he's telling him what he wants to hear, but Otto is doing the same. He's telling Aemon what he wants to hear. They're trying to manipulate each other. And Alicent, in between all of that, she's trying to, you know, keep her sons under her control a little bit because they are young and they don't really know what they're trying to do. And she's afraid, I think, that they might start something or go towards something that she's not going to agree with. She doesn't. She says she knows that violence is necessary, as in war is necessary, but I don't think she wants to kill Rhaenyra. She's still, you know, saying a prayer for her son. She still loves her. They are still friends. In their heart, in their history, they were close, but...
And despite what say Kristen, I told Alicent, or I told Aemon, Rhaenyra did not manipulate Alicent back then.
No, but that's his rage and his pittiness talking. Dude, you're losing hair all over the place. It's getting in my eyes. Go down.
He wants to take over.
He wants food. He's had it. Fuck off.
Unfortunately, both of them have been having issues due to unfortunate circumstances. Most of them with the fact that Ola wanted his daughter to become queen. That's why he sent her in Viserys' chamber back then.
They are both surrounded, Alicent and Rhaenyra, by people who have their own agenda, people who manipulate, say what they think or say what they want to think or want them to think to make their own advancement. And that's the thing, you can't really trust anyone in this universe. She's especially Alicent, she is surrounded by people who are angry or, you know, don't really care about her, but make it sound like they care about her, like her creepy guy with the feet.
Little feet?
Oh, yeah. He definitely wants to become Hand. Like, it looks like he wants to rise. He had his freaking family killed, you know? It's not because of Alicent. He's getting something from Alicent, but beyond what he's getting from Alicent, and also he's kind of losing Alicent. He's found out, like, he's heard that she's giving it to Kristen, right? So maybe he's looking towards letting go of Alicent and just getting up there. He's getting close to Aegon now. Like,
Yeah.
if I manipulated the mother, I could manipulate the son. And Aegon would be easy to manipulate, I feel, because he's so open with his emotions.
Both the mother and the son are people who needed to be heard by someone. They needed to have someone to listen to them and be there for them. And Alicent didn't have it back then. Now she has Sir Cranston. Aemon doesn't have it right now because both his mother and grandfather are technically working against him because they just want for him to be the figure of a king on the throne, but they want to be the one in charge.
They were stuck with them in a way. They had no other choice, but they wanted... Well, she said she wanted to do what Viserys was doing, and now, like, she wants to protect her kids, right? And it wouldn't make sense to put Aemon on the throne if he's got an older brother who's healthy and he's got kids and he's technically he's first in line, right? So it wouldn't make sense, but she's trying to keep them alive. That's her purpose, I feel, to save her family. Otto wants his family to be in a high position. So he was stuck with Aegon. I don't think he wanted Aegon on the throne, but again, he's first in line, healthy, with kids. There's no reason not to have him. But they're trying, well, especially him, she's trying to control him so he doesn't make a mistake that will put them at risk. Like sending his dragons away from the city and leaving them helpless and stuff. She's also looking at Aemon and being like, oh, he's angry. I think she thinks that intentionally killed Lucerys as, you know, for revenge, which is funny because she's the one that wanted an eye in exchange for his eye back in the day.
She wanted an eye, not a life.
Yeah. It was still an accident, but I don't think that Aemon himself sees it as an accident. He's like, yeah, I started it, and that's how it ended. He lives with it, and he's like, yeah, okay, that's how it ended, so now I'm moving forward. And Otto, I think he sees Aemon as a powerful player that can potentially play behind the game, you know, against him, so he's trying to keep him under wraps by telling him what he wants to hear, that, yeah, you're the better choice, you're so good, like, we need you, but, you know, trust me, I have experience, like, follow me, I'll help you out. Aegon, he just, basically, he wants to rule in his stead, but through them, his house is in power, which is what he wants. But, yeah, he needs to get rid of Rhaenyra. That's why I'm saying, even though they say their goals align, I don't think it does. Because he doesn't think of, like, if he was offered peace from Rhaenyra, I don't think he would go for it at all. Whereas Alice said, I think she would consider it.
Otto wants to get rid of Rhaenyra.
Because as long as they're alive, they're going to be a threat for his house. So his descendants. I think we're going to start... Yeah, we might go crazy next episode. We might start fighting actual, you know, fights. Not just political ones. But it was really sad. The whole grieving of Lucerys and... the kid of Lucerys coming back and crying. I was really, really...
I did not expect for a small child to be killed instead of Aemon.
Oh yeah, that one too. I meant the beginning with the grieving.
Yeah, true. That's just heartbreaking to see just an older brother crying for his little brother and a mother grieving for her son.
And still having to do their duty. He took it what the Stark said, like, to heart. He's really trying to do his job, Lucerys. He's like, oh, my duty comes first. And it was heartbreaking. But that's going to be heartbreaking next episode, too. Small child that we saw play around and stuff is now dead. They took his head, too. Well, gotta pay the consequences. Okay, we gotta take care of this cat, because he wants attention. That's going to be it for this first episode. We're starting with a big bang. We're killing children now.
Beheading children. Yeah.
Beheading children. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the full-length reaction to this, it is on our Patreon. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
Alright, so see you next week for episode 2, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.